Swadika, this is your host, Katie Sulit Singh, and I'm filling in for Kun Kusuma Yotha Samut, who is currently invited to be a media visitor in Timor-Leste. I'm sure we'll be hearing more stories from her about the newly created country. As usual, Thailand today has a very interesting guest and also a very interesting subject to talk about. Networking, or the know-who, is essential to business startup owners and established entrepreneurs alike as the market turns more sophisticated, competitive, as well as protective. The challenge is tougher for businessmen who must conform to religious practice or rules, so knowledge of people and ready-made experience could prove a big decisive factor. Thailand Today will talk to Kun Marut Mekloi, the Vice President of the Thai Muslim Trade Association, or the TMTA, a non-profit organization on the mission to give advice and support to Muslim entrepreneurs. I'd like to welcome you to meet with Kun Marut Mekloi, who is the Vice President of the Thai Muslim Trade Association, or in short, also known as the TMTA. Swadika.
Swadika. Swadika.
Now, as the organization itself, I'm curious to find out what is TMTA?
Okay. TMTA stands for the Thai Muslim Trade Association, or in Thai we call it สมาคมการค้านักธุรกิจไทยมุสลิมนะครับ It is set out to be a non-profit organization that aims to be a center of collaboration, coordination, and knowledge sharing and business promotion among the Thai Muslim business people in Thailand. In fact, an organization like TMTA is really nothing new. I believe there have been some trade organization for Muslim business people in Thailand before, and some of them are still operating, but even though not so actively these days. But TMTA set out to be a trade organization with a different attitude, I would say that. And of course, I mean, as business people, we want our businesses to be profitable and our association to be financially sustainable. But as a non-profit organization, TMTA will never put profitability as our priority. Everything we do, we try to do our best to do it within the rules of Islam. And so that's basically, just to answer your first question, what TMTA is all about.
So you said that it's different. It's different from all the other trade organizations that are Muslim related.
Yes.
Well, how would you say yours stand out the most compared to the others?
Right. Well, another major difference that TMTA is driven by people like me, you know, a new generation of Muslim business people who are probably in their late 20s all the way to 40s or even early 50s. Well, our president is about early in his 50s. He's still very energetic, by the way. But you know, with this group of young and energetic people, we really think different from people from the former generation, and we just want to create something new. We really want to make a difference, and these are the group of people that doesn't have just determination. We also have probably the passion and the power to make a difference. I think that's one big difference, and also being a non-profit organization, we don't set out to enrich ourselves. More so, we try to serve, to give back to society in ways that we can, and I hope that I will be able to share that ideas with the audience today.
It's very interesting how you mentioned that you are more of an association that has younger ideas. Are a lot of your members also as young as you are?
Well, not so young, but still, hopefully. Well, it's, how can I say it? The idea of TMTA started off, probably we had our first meeting in February this year, about 4 months ago, 5 months ago, and then It was the first meeting that consisted about 40-50 people, and some of the business people that came to the first meeting were just a very SME, maybe a bit too big for them. They would call themselves SME, super small
So
enterprise,
very small.
not very small enterprise. Some of them are just owners of online business, selling clothes, selling fashion items, selling cosmetics, or things like that. But we also have a bunch of real established corporations that have become our members as well.
So how would you say that you try and get people on board to join your association? Like what means of trying to promote your organization, and why do people want to join?
But to answer your question, why would people want to join? There are a lot of benefits that TMTA members will get. Well, for a full range of benefits, they can log on to our website, www.thaimuslimtrade.com, for a full range. Well, it's still in the beginning period. We're going to try to make it fully functional after Ramadan. But you can go there and apply for membership online there. And then there will be a full range of benefit over there. But I would like to mention a few of them just now. For example, there will be members only privilege and special discounts for all of the outlets that are run by our members throughout the country. This includes restaurants, hotels, outlets and shops, or even futsal arenas in Chiang Mai, in Chiang Rai, or even in Bangkok. These sort of players who have become our member, they are willing to give their special privilege to TMTA members who come to use their service, and that's just one basic thing. But then after that, they will be eligible to participate in our special business seminars, which will be hosted by TMTA and supervised by or operated by experienced guru from many different fields, for example.
So ideally you hope to take everyone on board and go international. So that's ideally your purpose.
Not just both domestic and international. Yes, we just in the middle of the beginning period, and as I said, and we already got invitations from organizations overseas that when they got to know that an organization like this has already been established, and they wanted to see what we can do and how we can work together. Like just in this past month of Ramadan, in the middle of Ramadan, I and along with a few of my colleagues represent TMTA to have a meeting with the Minister of International Trade and Industry of Malaysia. He came on a short meeting with his counterpart in Thailand, with Thailand's Minister of Commerce. But then he has a special gap for a morning meeting. He invited the business sectors to come to meet him, and we were one of the people that were invited. And it was a very good meeting. I got a chance to introduce ourselves, what the MTA is all about, and then he got interested, and he showed that I hope it will pave a way for smoother collaboration between TMTA and Malaysian trade authorities in future. So that's just one example, but there will be many other countries. Like we also had introduced ourselves to the Turkish business people in Thailand 2 weeks ago, too, as well. There will be more coming.
Do you think that the opening of the ASEAN economic community will have a significant impact?
Very much so, yes. Well, personally, I am a professional copywriter and advertising copywriter and translation. I provide advertising copywriting services and translation services for top advertising agencies in Thailand, and I'm already getting a lot of requests on some of the languages I've never have to worry about before, like Laos and Cambodian and Burmese, and it's getting a lot more frequent this day. And so I think the ASEAN integration is going to have a lot of impact on on Thailand business landscape as a whole, not just for Muslim business people, but for Thailand and for the whole region. And for TMTA to take place at this time, I think it's a very opportune time for us to be established at this day, because in a few months' time, there is going to be a major difference in the region, and there will be going to be needs for collaboration between countries a lot more, especially on trade collaboration. And this is where an organization like TMTA will be able to do something and to not only help our members to get more business, to become more successful, but also to contribute to the Thai society as a whole.
So as a median, I guess you can say, you have a large following and it's growing in numbers by day.
Yeah.
How, as a non-profit organization, are you sort of turning the wheels and making this all happen?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's a very good question. Let me explain. We believe TMTA will have multiple streams of revenues despite being a non-profit organization, in order for us to earn the funds that are required to operate an organization like this. Well, first thing first, we asked for a membership fee of only 500 baht per year per business, which is probably among the lowest for a trade organization like this, 500 baht a year. And the reason we keep it so low was because we don't want the membership fees to be an obstacle for any small business owners to become members. We want to encourage as many people as possible to become our members. This includes like food vendors on the road, or even anybody who looking to do business in Thailand. If you are Muslim and you want to be better at what you're doing and want to get collaboration from not only your counterpart but people who have been more successful, and or you need some mentoring or some even free mentoring in many areas that would be helpful for your business, like IT, accountancy, legal affairs and things like that. We have the professional people who are very successful in their areas of business and are already our key members in the association, who are willing to share their experience and expertise to help you grow in your business. So that's one area of revenue, which is the membership fee, but not a lot. We don't really depend on that. But secondly, we have a department called Organization Development Department, which is dedicated to finding ways to generate income for TMTA. This can be done through many activities that we organize ourselves. And thirdly, we have our business promotion and development department, which will be responsible for planning a series of interesting and helpful business seminars that I just mentioned earlier. This will benefit a lot of people, and we will keep the cost relatively low in comparison with similar training or seminar provided by others, because we want to encourage people to come and benefit from the knowledge that is shared, and so that they can use that knowledge to improve their businesses. But this can also be another a stream of revenue for TMTA as well. And also, which is the last part I would mention now, is members who have their new businesses from recommendations within the community of TMTA. They tend to donate a portion of their profit, maybe 5%, 10%, whatever. We don't ask for it, but they tend to donate it back to TMTA as a way of saying thank you, or giving back to society. So those are the sort of revenues of being stream of revenue that we have.
So your seminars that you mentioned, is it going to be purely for Thai entrepreneurs, Thai Muslim entrepreneurs, or would you also develop into international entrepreneurs that are interested in doing business with Thai Muslims?
Well, I think I take that as a suggestion. I think that's a very good suggestion. Well, initially we tend to, as you said, we only just a month or 2 months old, and we everything that is we are doing is probably thing we have never done before for many of us, and I think that's a very good idea. We can probably focus on trying to empower our people first, trying to give them what they want to know. Like for example, when the AEC is coming very soon, many of our members have already requested that for us to provide some training in business English training for not only their staff but also for the executive level in our members. So that's probably more urgent for us to focus on, and we plan to do that probably in August or in September very soon. And then there will be other personal development seminars, like to develop successful mindset and things like that. But I think that's what you just talked about is very good suggestion. We can also try to reach out to people who want to do business with the Muslim business communities in Thailand. I mean, there are going to be a big door open for Muslim business people in other countries, like in the Middle East and even within the compound of ASEAN, who wants to. We want them to think. If they want to contact Muslim business people in Thailand, we want them to think of TMTA, that they can just come here as a one-stop service provider, that if they want to talk to reach out to people who can provide them with, say, Thai textile products or all kinds of products, food products and vegetable and everything. That's why we need a lot of people in our organization, so that we can direct the requests that come in to the right people with the right capacity to respond to the increasing demand of the business world. Yeah, so we can certainly look at that.
What do you think international businesses look for when they look at Thai Muslim businesses? What do you think is the intriguing parts, or what do you think they'd like to invest in, perhaps?
Okay. Well, being Muslim, when you know that you are doing a business with another Muslim, that already significant. And we tend to do that if we can. We have two people, one is Muslim, one is not Muslim. The Muslim business people will normally prefer to do it with Muslim, because they know that they can, really, to a certain extent, they can trust the people, the Muslim people, to do what they promise. And we in Arabic we call it amana. Amana means do what you say, or have the responsibility to keep your own words, and that's an important part of Muslim life. If you don't have amana, then you just nobody. You can't be trusted, and so that's an important part. And then I'm not saying Muslims are perfect. Okay, we have our flaws, we have our weaknesses as well, and that's why we try to get together to help each other develop day by day. Hopefully that we will be able to lessen our weaknesses and trying to build on our strengths, and so that we can serve the increasing demand of the business world.
What would you say are some of the challenges that we as a country face, and some of the impacts that it has on Thai Muslim entrepreneurs?
The challenge that we're facing, of course. Well, I have a lot of I mean, actually, as a Muslim business person in Bangkok, I don't really feel any greater challenge than anybody who are non-Muslim. But yes, people in the south who are being suppressed by some special law that prevent them from doing certain things that we can do in Bangkok, or we like going out at night and things like that. We'll have something to ask for, certainly. But I don't want to any special treatment for Muslim business people. We just want to do our best to not only help our members, but to also contribute and give back to better and stronger Thai economy. If we get enough people, manage to get enough people in our organization, maybe in 6 months' time or a year time, we will be able to approach official trade authorities in Thailand, say the Ministry of Commerce or Ministry of Industry, and trying to introduce ourselves to them, and then they will see that we can help them do many things, like when they may be able to help us organize a trade fair for, maybe we can organize some kind of Muslim OTOP events, especially on Muslim products from Thai Muslims. That could be an interesting, unique selling point to maybe to Muslim tourists or Muslim business people coming to Thailand, for example. So, as I said, we just want to be able to contribute and give back to Thailand as much as we can.
Would you like to see more young people start doing their own businesses and becoming entrepreneurs?
Certainly. I myself talk about this all the time. I mean, I get invited to a lecture at some universities, and I always encourage the young people to find what they have been born to do as fast as they can. The faster they can, they know it, the better for their future and their life. I happen to know that quickly when I was maybe in my Matayom. I know that I love languages. I know I love beautiful languages, or the use of words and things like that. And I build on that. And I at university level, and I got to have a job that helped me to be even better at what I love. So yes, I would like to encourage younger people to find what they love and try to make what they love into their occupation. Whether they love art or photography, maybe like to sell things or whatever. Doing what you love is the only way to be really financially stable and financially successful, in my opinion. Because if you just do things for money without really having any feeling for it, you can only do it to a certain level. You won't be able to exceed the expectations, and which is probably going to be what is very important when the ASEAN comes together. There will be greater competition and increased competition coming from our neighbors, and you have to do your very best in order to remain competitive in that sort of competition. So yes, do what you love, find what you love, and try to do it as fast as you can. And we are here to help you if you need help. We have people who have done it before, successfully before, and failed miserably before too. So they can certainly give you the valuable advice that you may need.
Well, thank you very much for being part of the show. ขอบคุณนะคะ
ครับ
Thailand Today would like to thank Kun Marut Megloi, the Vice President of the Thai Muslim Trade Association, or the TMTA. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. ขอบคุณครับ
And thank you very much for joining us. We hope to see you again tomorrow. สวัสดีค่ะ